Finally, a Ben Simmons video. I know y'all been waiting on this for a very long time. Because I'm getting sick of this guy doing the same shit over and over again. Like, seriously. What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Lil Trady back with another video. And I'm getting a little bit sick and tired of Ben Simmons. Because we put expectations after expectations every year for this dude. As 2 years ago, they were one shot away from the conference finals. We all know what happened. Kawhi Leonard shot. Then they decided to part ways with JJ Redick, and the Sixers were an absolute mess as they paid Al Horford that big ass contract and Tobias Harris that big ass contract. And also traded for Josh Richardson. And then in the playoffs, Ben Simmons went down with an injury, which resulted in him missing the rest of the playoffs. And they got initially swept by the Boston Celtics. So in this video, I finna think that Ben Simmons, this is his last chance, like for real. Because we put expectations after expectations on this guy. Like, seriously. Because this is his last season pairing up with Joel Embiid. Because to me, I don't think these two won't fit together. Like, seriously. Because Ben Simmons doesn't prove nothing to us. He does the same shit every single year. Like, every single year. We put expectations on this guy. We put flaws on this guy. And he still won't respond to them. Like, for real. We tell this guy to shoot, he still doesn't shoot. He nearly makes 1 3, and then he said, oh, that's it. Like, at least attempt 2 threes a game. But sure, he can hold his end on the defensive side because he's an elite defender and could potentially win a Defensive Player of the Year. And he made first team all NBA defense. But a lot of people put expectations on him because people viewed him as the next LeBron James coming out of LSU. Sure, LeBron was his mentor, and he mostly mentored him through his whole basketball career. But Ben Simmons, people labeled you as the GOAT. And then, sure, Ben Simmons won Rookie of the Year, but I don't think he should have won it. But that's a topic for another discussion. If y'all didn't check out my Donovan Mitchell video. But then we go to the next season. Ben Simmons averaged 16 points and shot 55% from the field. And also made his first All-Star appearance, and he had a pretty good year. But when we get to the playoffs, Ben Simmons wasn't doing shit. Like, he wasn't doing nothing. Because sure, he had Joel Embiid and Jimmy Butler on his team, but that doesn't give you any excuse to not show up in those big playoff games. Because sure, he had a pretty good series against the Brooklyn Nets, but when we get to Toronto Raptors series, he wasn't doing a damn thing. Like, he wasn't doing nothing for the team. Like, seriously, this man was wetting himself in the bed. And sure, Joel Embiid wet himself on the bed, while Jimmy Butler was the one who kind of carried in that series. Then we go to the next season. Ben Simmons led the league in steals and made his first All-NBA defensive team and made his second All-Star appearance. And then, obviously, we all know what happened. Ben Simmons went out with a knee injury, and resulted in him missing the whole playoffs. And they obviously got swept without their second best player. And a lot of people said if Ben Simmons wasn't that serious, he probably could have gave JT some problems. But I don't know about that because he didn't give Kawhi any problems last season. But that's Kawhi, though. And we already know Jason Tatum ain't Kawhi. But that's a topic for another discussion. But a lot of people said that Ben Simmons would have locked up Jason Tatum. But I don't know. He would have. Because Ben Simmons obviously made first team All-NBA and led the league in steals. So it probably would at least went to a game 7 if he would have played. I don't think they would have won the series because obviously they were trash in the regular season. Sure, they had a great home record, but in the away games, they were garbage on the road. Like, for real. They were hot ass on the road. Like, they could barely win on the road. Like, serious, I think they only won like 10 games on the road, I believe. That is awful and pathetic. And that for sure would have helped them in the regular season. This season, Ben Simmons averaging 13 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists, shooting 52% from the field, and averaging nearly 2 steals a game. And Ben Simmons, like I said, what was he going to do? The same shit. Like, seriously. Ben, get your shit together, bro. Like, for real. Because this doesn't make no sense for you to just keep being the same player that you were like 3 years ago and still doesn't play up to your expectations. And people labeled you as the GOAT. The GOAT. the king himself, the guy that mentored you, the guy that helped you mostly throughout your entire career, the guy that mostly taught you a little bit of stuff, especially being a triple-double machine. And you still don't live up to those expectations that those people give you. Like, we keep giving you expectations, Ben, and we're like, I don't know if we're starting to feel bad for you. Like, seriously, man, because you still don't have a jump shot. Sure, you're going defensive end. You're still not an offensive threat. But you need that, because Joel Embiid can't do everything. Who is Joel Embiid's second best player? Please tell me. Tobias Harris? Hell no. So don't expect that crap, because you already know Tobias Harris ain't going to be that second option. And then he even having teammates that outplaying him. Seth Curry's outplaying him. In some games, Danny Green's outplaying him. Like, that's ridiculous. You letting two role players outplay you, man? That's unacceptable. I don't care what anybody says. So, Ben, you need to get that shit together, bro, because this is your last chance. And luckily they didn't trade you for James Harden, because they had the move to do it. And then you go to his teammate, Joel Embiid, who's playing like an MVP caliber player this season, as he absolutely destroyed the Celtics like how he did in the playoffs. And Joel Embiid is having one hell of a season. He could potentially win the MVP. But if Ben Simmons don't get his shit together, he might ruin Joel's chances of winning MVP. So, Ben, you need to start helping up Joel on that offensive end too, if you want to see your main man's win the MVP. And we got to consider about Joel Embiid's health. Because Joel can't do everything because he has health problems. Because obviously he hasn't played one season over 70 games. 70 games. He hasn't played over 70 games. And he's out here carrying his team on the offensive side of the ball. So Joel can't do all that, because his first 2 years he missed his first 2 years with a foot injury, and he also missed last year with a knee injury, and then missed last year with a hand injury that requires surgery on it. So Joel, his health is not coming up, and Joel is 27 years old. He's about to go on 27 years old. And then Ben Simmons, I forgot about you too. You also have some health problems too. Sure, you're not injury prone, but you also had some injuries in the past, like that broken foot you suffered to result you missing your first year in the NBA. And then you had the knee injury that results you missing the playoffs. So Ben Simmons, you need to stay healthy too, because this team's only weakness is injuries. Injuries. That's their only weakness. They cannot stay healthy for a heartbeat, bro. Like, seriously. They cannot stay healthy for a dime. Like, seriously. We need these two healthy. So, Ben Simmons, get your shit together, bro. Or this might be your last season with Joel Embiid. But that includes this video. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. Hit that comment section down below. And make sure y'all follow me on Instagram. And y'all stay safe and stay healthy, y'all. This your boy Lil Trey D signing out. Peace.